Hello, and welcome to the Nicotine Test. My name is Troy Roach. I'm a citizen scientist studying low-dose nicotine patches for LongCovid, MECFS, fibromyalgia, etc. Now, I've been working on this for more than 2 years already, and we have already collected data. The first study that started this all off was done by Dr. Leitska in 2023 based on 4 cases. In January of 2025, we published a second paper called The Cholinergic Disruption, which causes long COVID and other diseases. And in that paper, we have data from 231 people who tried the nicotine patch in the first stages with the first protocols of the nicotine test. Now, our goal in the nicotine test is one, to collect data and learn from patients and experts out there on this topic. We need to publish that data so that we can help each other learn the best way to use and experiment with low-dose nicotine patches as a treatment for long COVID and MECFS and other chronic diseases. Now, the data that we published with 231 patients is retrospective. The next stage is to do longitudinal prospective research on a smaller group of people to see exactly what is happening in people and how the different groups are affected. Now, nicotine is not a miracle drug. It does not cure everything, but it is a very promising treatment that can be used in many different diseases. What I've seen clearly in the data so far is that about 3/4 of those who try nicotine benefit from it if they have long COVID or MECFS. Another 20% don't notice any changes, and 5% are worse. In the next stages, we want to be able to find out exactly which subgroups benefit and why they benefit, what stage in the recovery is best for them to use the nicotine patch, and 1,000 other questions that we want to answer. This is a long project. And if we did everything in the traditional way that science is done, it would take decades. We want to do a lot of decentralized, remote trials to answer as many questions as we can, as fast as we can, to then set up the next steps for more controlled studies. Unfortunately, the structure of scientific research now is not bent towards studying medications that cannot be patented. Unfortunately, this means that nobody's going to come along and spend $2 million on low-dose nicotine patches. But if we collect enough data, then maybe we can get that type of funding to do more complete trials. Also, in the latest research, Dr. Leitska did detailed scans with contrast in one patient to show the changes in the cholinergic system after only 10 days of using the nicotine patch in a patient that was basically cured with low-dose nicotine in a very short period of time. Unfortunately, most people are not cured in a short period of time. For most people, it is just one of many treatments that can be beneficial. Also, in the research, there is a ton of data on nicotine. Unfortunately, in that research, the people who were doing it were focused on smoking. Smoking is clearly bad. Tobacco, in any form, whether it's organic or not, has 30 plus carcinogenic compounds in them. Nicotine is not carcinogenic. Nicotine, in the right doses, is not bad for you. But there could be long-term downsides, or some people could have negative effects from nicotine. And we would also like to show those because there is no panacea in any type of treatment. We need to find all the details of the benefits and the downsides. We need to find out who it helps, why it helps them, when they should take it, what dose they should be taking, etc. Now, luckily, since low-dose nicotine patches are bought over the counter, they're readily available in most countries, they can be fairly cheap compared to a lot of other treatments that are out there. So people are just experimenting on their own. There are tens of thousands of people right now using low-dose nicotine patches to try to improve various diseases. My focus has been on long COVID and MECFS and fibromyalgia and these types of chronic diseases. But I have noticed other benefits. For example, pain relief. If the patch is placed near an area that has pain, it actually helps the person reduce the pain. Some people have reported chronic pain that's been going on for decades that disappears when they have the nicotine patch on in the right place at the right dose. There are many other benefits that we'll be going over, such as NAD, immune regulation, which is different than immune suppression, etc. Now, in this research, I'm definitely not alone. There are a lot of volunteers helping out move the yardstick forward in this research. If you would like to be one of those people helping out, volunteering with the research, with logistics, with financial support, etc., then please reach out to me. There are ways to donate money to the nicotine patch through Renegade Research, which is a not-for-profit. You can get tax benefits if you donate to Renegade Research. All you have to do is say for nicotine test if you want that money earmarked for our project. Now, for the next phase of the research, I'm going to need a lot of help with logistics because research, even if it is decentralized, there are a lot of logistics involved. I will need other scientists and other citizen scientists out there who are willing to help me, even if it's just for a couple hours. Any help in moving these forward will be very useful. The two main challenges we have right now are, one, people confuse nicotine with smoking. This is very common in the research that you read. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of studies involving nicotine where they confound nicotine with smoking. I've actually read on a daily basis sentences like, smoking increases the risk of diabetes. Therefore, don't use nicotine. That doesn't make any sense. This type of language cannot be used in scientific research. One of the projects is we need to go through all of the scientific research on nicotine, starting with the most important papers, and actually asking for corrections in the wording of those papers to make sure that nicotine and cigarettes are separate. Another problem we have is there are various influencers out there that say that nicotine cures everything. It's a magic drug. As long as you're taking natural tobacco, you'll be fine. That's not true either. So we need to work against decades of misconceptions in the scientific community, and we need to add more data to that. And then we also need to fight the misinformation that's out there from various influencers. So if you would like to join with me in this fight, come along. Take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of somebody else too. See you in the next video.